Justin Tilley and Eric Sharp. Hey!
The song does not get old yet. No.
Yeah, ask me in the fall. But hey, I'm not fuzzy. You can see me. I'm not delayed.
It's great.
1 or 2% better every time.
Have you? Yes, you're at least 1% better. No thanks to our potential future sponsor, Apple.
Yes, I won't. I'm grateful that everyone in my family has a Mac but myself, and they are letting me borrow it. And this is way better than what I had before. So thank you, family.
There you go. Well, happy May, Justin.
Same to you. Same to you. Thanks for shouting that out.
It's May 1st. I put together this poster of us from back in the day.
I'm not familiar with the context. What
from back in the day? Well, for those who grew up in the days of VHSs and eventually DVDs, NSYNC was quite hot to trot, my friend.
Can we take that little title there, or that little 100% boy band, no apologies? Can that be for Multifamily Weekend Update? Like that's our slogan. 100% boy band, no apologies.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to be the case because our guest coming up soon is not in the boy club, but that's okay.
That's all right. We can still we can always, they always sang with other people, but
That's right.
our little duo of we'll have to make up some parodies of some of the news. But let's get into some news.
Yeah, let's talk about some breaking news.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, I think AvalonBay and Equity might be starting something. Some rumors came out this week. I think Bloomberg News kind of broke it, but there was a lot of folks covering it. What did you see or hear or read about?
Nothing. Yep. Yeah, we'll be signing soon for sure for our boy bands. But no, so I have heard these rumors as well. The challenge with rumors is that you just don't know what's going to happen. But I think what we're seeing, we've been seeing it little by little. Are these mergers and acquisitions happening? I think we're kind of through the post-pandemic side, and we're just seeing now titans potentially coming together here.
Yeah. It would, if it happened, it would be like one of the biggest real estate deals ever. And I guess the big takeaway is that would also create a slower, more selective market. So you're starting to look at centralizing, operating platforms, streamlining, combining all of their portfolios, their balance sheets, their operating costs to be able to operate better and make a better profit. But it would be less choices out there for sure.
This is true. I mean, that's a part of centralization at the end of the day, is bringing companies together, right?
Yeah. And in the news about, companies, now this is a company that acquired some companies, MAA did acquire a Post a while ago, but that's not why they're in the news. They're in the news this week because the Attorney General is suing them over the junk fees allegation. Basically what is alleged that MAA basically lowered starting rents that did not include the mandatory monthly fees, which meant renters may not see all the fees or costs up front.
Yeah, basically your $1,900 a month studio apartment really costs $2,350 when you add in all the pet fees and valet trash fees and internet fees and door stopper fees and electronic lock fees and
exactly. But let's we have somebody exciting to talk to today, so let's get right to it. We could talk about some of this news, obviously what's going on with her, but we're really excited to welcome Ashley James with us to the Weekend Update.
Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's the pollinating right now in the Philly areas. I don't know if y'all are getting it there. You're in Atlanta, right?
We get it
Uh,
earlier, I
We
think.
have gone through 2 pollinings.
Dude, so if I'm a little like in my, yeah, so, or I might sneeze, so we'll see what happens, but
Once
it's
you
cool.
get to the Parmesan cheese pollinating, just let us know.
Yes.
Oh God, that sounds disgusting. Cool.
That is disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I am good, thank you.
Are you excited that it's May 1st? Is there any
Oh my,
celebrate?
it's gonna be May. That's been stuck in my head all morning. And obviously my 8-year-old son has no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm just, that kind of thing. It's great. I love
We
it.
know.
I'll be
Older
singing it this
millennials.
evening with my 8-year-old daughter. Yes.
Wonderful. I did not. Hey, there you go. I love it.
So, why don't you take a moment and just kind of introduce yourself to everybody, and how sort of you have a lot of background, a long career. So I'm going to let you highlight what you want to highlight and kind of introduce yourself to everybody.
Thank you. I love it also that we met last year in person. So you're a real person and not an AI bot.
I am real.
I don't know about Eric though. I
Yeah.
haven't met Eric in person yet.
Some people say I'm a bot. Yeah.
I've met Eric in person and I'm still wondering. So
I mean, he's got fun hair, I mean, you both have fun hair.
Yeah.
But it could be AI. Anyways,
that's why we teamed up.
That's what I thought. That's what I figured. Yeah, I'm Ashley James. I have been in multifamily world for the better part of 20 years plus now. Oh God. I started in operations and management in Houston, Texas. I needed a job. I needed somewhere to live. And I walked into a community to find out what the rent was. And they were like, hey, we need a leasing agent. And that's how I literally fell into it. And then I worked for a developer that sent me from Houston to Philly, opened a bunch of luxury lease ups in 2007, 2008. So if you remember the market, that was really fun.
Phenomenal time to learn about how luxury can go up and down like an elevator.
What's really horrible is that we hit our occupancy solely because this massive property burnt down. It's awful. It was awful. But anyways, when you want to get occupancy bonuses, it was great. And then, fast forward, I got laid off from a developer and I walked into a WeWork type space for a client that I had just done a corporate housing thing for. And they had a really cool PropTech app. And I was like, hey, I think this would be great in the hands of leasing agents. So I built them a real estate vertical. Dave Marcinkowski from Madeira Residential and Quext actually was wonderful, so supportive, taught me so much, but invested on the A cap round, whatever, you know what I mean? And that was great. And then I've been at Stratus with RealPage, which was fun. Latch, which if you know any of the stories, they're all true. But the fun ones, right? I don't know about the scary legal ones. And then, I popped around, started my own advisory 2 years ago to tell people what to do in PropTech and multifamily, which is super fun. And I just launched my podcast, Gadgets, Grit, and Growth with Ashley James. And it's super fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. Y'all were probably some of the inspiration for it because you're so fun. And I'm not going to lie there. And it's a bit kind of off the cuff, disruptive, skirts the line of a lot of people's, signed NDAs and lots of spicy language and no Navy suits. Sorry, John Carlson, when you come on, you're not wearing your suit. Sorry, we're gonna get comfy. And then half the time I'm in leggings and I don't have shoes on right now, but that's okay. If it doesn't work out, I'll just, it'll be only feet with Ashley. But
there's a market for that. I don't
know
in multifamily specifically, but there's a market.
Hey, you don't know.
How do you think Gen Z is paying for all this expensive rent these days?
Dude, that's a great transition from feet. I really love that.
But you brought it right back.
I love it. It's how we do. So honestly, my show, I'm not talking a lot about the latest, hot off the press, this tea with Avalon and Equity, which is so cool. I do have some questions I want to talk about with that I think are interesting when it comes to like tech stacks and stuff, because both of them have invested a lot into technology and their like infrastructure for their community. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But with my show, like honestly, I want to hear more from like the on-site staff, the management teams, because as technology is continuing to change and like make things more efficient, okay, well then what are you doing on site? Are you a glorified community like hi volunteer? You know, it's we want to make sure that we're still evolving the roles as like technology evolves, so that it's still like hand in hand. Because like you had posted like the story about a property manager helping with getting a tie done, like that's so cool,
Right.
dude. I'm trying not to cuss.
No, you can cuss. You can cuss. You can cuss.
You can cuss. We're not
Amazing.
regulated.
We spare no expense for our editors. They'll just
Oh my god. Oh, I love that. They're gonna love me. Yeah.
But to your point, like that solution, I mean, yes, you can go and I mean that resident could ask ChatGPT or Google it on, or look it on YouTube or something and figure it out. But they felt inclined and they felt connected and they felt moved to ask the property manager. That's a resident that's living at their home. You know,
Yeah.
that's like that's retention, and that's
Absolutely
something that tech can't do. They can help like kind of grease the wheels for it, but they can't like finish the race.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times, like, especially when I was more on the corporate side and not on the, no shoes, leggings side of the business, which by the way, it's so much more fun. It's so much more comfortable. I would have, these little, I mean, as you know, little tight little like, T-length dresses with the zipper all the way up the back. And I'd have to like run to whatever office I was at and be like, can you please zip this up? Because it's like,
Eric knows all about that.
I know exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure. It's a thing, but it's great to have like that kind of community. And from when I was on site, like you see the full life cycle of people. Sometimes it's really exciting, and obviously sometimes it's really sad and really scary. And that's another fun thing. I love talking about like the nightmares of on site. Like I had a resident who thought he was a vampire, like legit. I could go, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it was weird.
Was this the bath salts era?
Oh no. It was in Houston though, so I don't know. I mean, it was in Florida, but yeah, it was interesting. He had a coffin. Okay, I'll stop there. But anyways, there's like so many fun stories, but really, like when it comes down to it, like from vendors trying to figure out how to like connect with these on-site teams and stuff, like you have to remember that you're only as important as like the carpet vendor on their Excel sheet. Like you really have to have humility there. And then you really have to understand that it is relationship based. You got to be besties with everybody. So I'll be checking out that kind of stuff too.
So many fun things. Many fun
yes.
things. In this, I know you're just getting going, but what are some of the things that you've learned that's kind of surprised you so far? Which is like, oh, I wasn't ready for this, like, or this is a different turn than what I originally expected. Anything like that?
Like with the people I'm talking to, or actually
just doing it, like anything that's kind of
doing
like,
podcast is a lot harder. Like, okay, for the podcast part, like putting a podcast together, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The producing level, if you haven't watched any of my episodes, obviously, buttheads. So, but you will. Now you have to. You've watched one? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'd like to say the production value is quite high. My background, I'm actually a union member for SAG-AFTRA, so I have a bit of experience with behind the camera and all that kind of stuff. And I love all the quick shots and the, like, sorry, mom kind of thing. And I've got multiple cameras going and everything. It's a little bit more involved. So that part is fun, but also like, getting your feet up and then talking to companies like MMN about syndicating. And I'm like, what the hell is syndicating? And then like all these different things to get you going. And then figuring out, where do you make revenue? Like, is this just like fun for me to talk to myself and two dudes with great hair, or is this actually potentially going to grow into something that helps me with my advisory or whatever?
You were talking about the maintenance podcast, the guys with great hair, right? Yeah.
I have to call out, it's too perfect. You mentioned SAG-AFTRA. You know, Eric's got connections in the film entertainment world. I do
What?
too.
Tell me.
But today is May Day, which is
Yes.
this whole thing of unions, and this is the day that it started. Even though a lot of that got pushed to Memorial Day, but like Actors Equity, today is their day to celebrate. So a lot of them still play May Day. So
you're so good.
I
don't remember all that stuff.
No,
you're so good because you think of that stuff. I'm like, I just pay my fee twice a year.
I did. No. I did research on it because we're on May 1st. That's it.
Oh, okay. This is the most research we do every week. That's it. Yeah.
AI.
I don't know anything
internet
else.
For what? Okay. Question. What AI bots do you guys use?
All of them.
Yeah.
What's your fave? Who's your bestie? Who's your bestie AI bot friend? Oh, come on.
Claude Co works. We dabble into the code.
Nice.
Yeah.
Justin. Ooh, dabbling.
I think. Well, my therapist is ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding. I think I use that one the most, but it's not necessarily my favorite. But it's the fact it's like it's easiest for me to use mobily and for me. But I use the other ones. I think Gemini is my least favorite. I think I like Claude and ChatGPT. How about you? What are you using?
Anybody who actually answers me. No, I pay for Sintra. That's the one that gives you like a bunch of really cute little little astronaut bots. They're really cute. Like the marketing for that was adorable. I like that because every bot is specific to whatever vertical you're talking to them about. I like that one, and it talks to you like a person. I've heard that Claude is like a big fun one. But yeah, those are really helpful, and I use them for helping me come up with creative things when my brain goes, So, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Absolutely. Wait, a question. I know, Justin, that you're with MRI, right? So like OG, like property management
I've been
software.
there for 4 years, but yes.
No, but I mean the company is like OG. Like I remember, like it looked like DOS mode, black with like green when I was on my first property, and then getting clicks from like Blue Moon when I was at the Texas Apartment Association.
My MRI overlords are gonna love that you referred to it as DOS.
No, that's like the old school.
Exactly.
It's upgraded.
But here's the thing.
MRI is upgraded now.
Some people don't think that because they haven't seen it in like 2-3 decades or whatever.
It's not like that anymore. No. I remember, honestly, over a decade ago, it finally got upgraded to blue and white. I'm sorry. It's so much better now.
There's so many colors now, Ashley. You need to log back in.
All the colors. No, it's super cool. All the colors. I would say no, but what's so cool about it, honestly, is it was one of the first like really strong property management softwares I think that were out there. And I feel like every other like PMS that's out there has like taken their storyline, their tabline, like, and how it all flows for the user. So, but yeah, if I'm talking too much, you guys just shut me off. Just like, meh.
You're great. Cool. Like maybe you need like a regular like spot to come in. We need like
Stop it.
Like, you should talk regularly on a podcast.
Yeah, you should have maybe I should like have a podcast.
You should.
Yeah. So like so my podcast is on every Thursday. It is recorded because I ramble, and so I have to like mess it up, chop it up. Gadgets, Grit and Growth. It's anywhere you watch and listen. At GGG with Ashley. I like to do that kind of thing, right? Was that good? No,
it was good. I feel like we talked about some gadgets, we talked about some growth, but what about some grit? In the life of you in this industry, like what's some things that are grit-esque that you want to share? That you've learned things from.
I mean, anything from being like barely 21 and moving to Philly from Texas, which culturally is a massive change, just with people and how they're not like, the bagger at the grocery store is kind of like, why are you talking to me? But I what I loved about that experience, apart from discovering that my blow up bed had a hole in it, so it would deflate, and the only lights in the apartment I had were a track light in the kitchen, so I like set up in the floor in my living. It was so, guys, it was horrible, but it was a great experience. In the end, I was also reading Cormac McCarthy's The Road at the time, so it was quite literally the most depressing time of my life to be doing that at such a young age. But anyways, but grit wise, I mean, and that honestly, that's something that I talk about a lot with everybody who comes on my show. I recently spoke with Chris Kimbrough, if she's legend. She's amazing. And, in different, parts of our industry, whether you're a woman or if you're, just someone who's trying to make your way up in multifamily or on the vendor side, it's fucking hard. Like, and I mean, when it comes to being on site, you only have the ability to move, up if there's properties for you to move up in, right? Like, I worked at Greystar for a minute because they didn't have any properties for me to continue to, move up to. So I took a great opportunity with another developer. Greystar was fucking fantastic though. If you really want to learn the business about multifamily as like a leasing agent, you go work for Greystar if you can get in, because it's super cool. They're great. They give you stickers and stuff. And but grit wise, like especially coming to the vendor side, like it was hard because I was dismissed a lot as just being like a multifamily person who didn't understand tech. So like, for instance, when I went to Stratus, which ended up being a wonderful experience because I learned so much, but I had to learn so much because I was getting pushed to the side like, oh, she doesn't know shit. So just like, yeah, she'll just like show up on site for like a kickoff with all the burly dudes in their high vis for this like property while she's, progressing to take hundreds of thousands of scope out of these electricians' hands. Yeah, never making that mistake again. And I ended up turning into let me learn as much as possible. I put time on all of the developers, teams, like, show me how you do this. Let me understand. I don't know how to code. I'm not going to be doing any of that. But, they were so excited about how they could get the mobile app to unlock the Schlage BE467, I'm getting nerdy, lock. They got it from 6-second opening to like a 3-second opening. When you're someone trying to get home, like holding this, like, and you're just like, okay, come on, like getting those extra seconds back, like that was kind of phenomenal. So there's things like that, learning about what a Raspberry Pi is and it's the most basic.
Going down the pie hole route.
It's so it was really great. So I had to learn a lot of grit with that, and I have lots of stories with that. But I mean, I think if anything, I've learned through surviving all of it that I really like it when people underestimate me, because the look on their face when I surprise them is just, it's gorgeous. It makes me happy. So
yeah, that payoff is great at the end.
Yeah,
right?
fuck you for not believing in me. Where are you now? No, I'm joking. Not really. Okay.
Well, we love it. Where? So tell us, what are you doing next? Where are you going next? I mean, your podcast is launched.
It is. Yes.
And I should have probably brought a link up for us here. That was my mistake.
Oh my God. No, get on it,
Eric will do that right now. But are you going to be out in the industry at anything upcoming?
I'm going to be doing Podcast Palooza, I believe, with you guys at NAA.
Yeah.
It's not totally good. I still have to sign everything. Sorry, Jen. Apartmentalize. Super, super excited about that. I love that. It's such a great opportunity to connect with everybody. So that's coming up. I'm hoping to get more involved as a supplier for the Apartment Association in Pennsylvania. They're very, very involved with their suppliers, and it's such a great community here.
That's a great one.
Oh, it's so good. Some people have also transitioned from being on site to vendor, so it's super, super fun. QR code, subscribe, get involved. And so that's coming up. And then some interviews I have coming up that I'm excited about are just like, regional and property managers. I'm going to be doing like a day in the life with some leasing agents, walking through. I'm going to have them like, fake show me their property. And then we're going to kind of make fun of the fact of like dropping keys all the time and shit, so
I think that's so great because it's, obviously it's showcasing this part of the industry that sometimes gets kind of overlooked because we're talking at such a high level, not even though I'm using that term loosely, but it's also for people that are just entering the industry, whether you're on the operator or supplier side or whatever, to like watch something like that and kind of get a day in the life and say, oh, I understand why I'm number 18 on the list today, that I'm right there with the carpet guys, because look what they're doing. And I think a lot of times people forget what goes into all of these jobs.
And I will say like a quick like tip too for like working with property managers too, because they do have such a stacked day. A lot of sometimes they have a nice slow day and they get to hang out and like get to connect with people, eat the Otis Spunkmeyer cookies on the entry table or whatever it is, the Flavia coffee. But I still remember what it tastes like in the back of my throat. It's disgusting. But it's a lot of like a tip, like a thing I say to a lot of vendors, especially for like retrofits for security access control and stuff, is that if you don't get a quote to them within 3 days, they're already going to have their 2 to 3 comps to send off to corporate to be able to get approved for the budgeting. So you need to follow up. You can't take a week. They 1, 2, 3, they got it done and then they move on. Also, a lot of management companies and on-site teams their funds are being released right now for their fiscal year. So if you were still waiting on an answer for any of those quotes that you sent out in the last 2 quarters of last year, you should hit them up now because now they have the cash to play with. So that's my little fun thing too. Go make that money.
Great.
We'll leave it at that. Go check out Gadgets, Grit, and Growth.
Yeah.
Yup.
Thank you, Ashley. Will you come back
Thank
on
you, guys.
and chat with us again sometime?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
We have to have a fun theme though, because I want to talk about like how y'all got into multifamily. And you know what? Y'all have to come on my show.
Ooh, all right. We'll do it.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Good.
Y'all are the best.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Okay, Eric, let's do some quick stuff here. So the last several weeks, you might have been seeing a lot of celebrations, Town Properties, Bell Partners, Asset, Rangewater. They're all celebrating milestone. What do you call it? Anniversaries, birthdays, or what do you know?
Anniversary. I would say an anniversary. I don't know. Humans have birthdays.
I mean, on LinkedIn, people are going both directions with it. But something about, the 6, right? Something about this year, you have a lot of milestones for these folks. So congrats to all of those companies. It is nice to see your growth. A lot of them have been around for quite some time.
Yeah. Cheers to Rangewater, Asset Management, Bell Partners,
Asset Living,
and Town Properties.
Yep.
All right. Well, congrats to Mark. Mark is the CEO of HelloData. This is his second exit, and he's officially going fishing. He's gone fishing. So just wanted to give him a shout out here. He did a post earlier today. So congratulations on leaving gracefully and being able to hang out with the kiddos. So cheers to you. AIM is coming up here.
AIM is coming up. And
it's practically
Eric,
here.
You're going, right?
I'm going. First time we're going.
Next week. I've gone a few times. I won't be going this time. MRI will be there. There's a lot of great things. I will say there's some things that, because it's an apartment innovation marketing conference, a lot of marketers go. So there are some theorems that go along with this. First one is the attention theorem, which is if a conference is built for marketers, then the promotion of that conference will be louder and sharper, more creative, and all than most regular conferences, right? You're going to get a lot of marketing around this conference.
Yep, I think they did that pretty well with this WOVA app that they have, essentially building attention through incentivizing people to connect, post, you do all sorts of things. So they did a very good job there. How about the hallway ROI?
Yes. This basically breaks down to the value of a multifamily conference. This will increase in direct proportion to the number of meaningful conversations that happen outside of the sessions. And this happens in many conferences. It's just that the venue at Huntington Beach is spectacular. And so there's a lot more of hallway return on investment. You're outside, you're next to the beach, you're going on walks, you're doing yoga. There's a lot of things outside of the conference and that's outside of the sessions where you have that interaction.
Yeah. The hallway magic, as I like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
How about swag?
Yes, the swag saturation theorem. This is a basic one, right? For every sponsor booth that gets added to AIM, and it's a select few, so only so many are there, but there is an equal and opposite increase in the number of tote bags or branded socks or towels or reusable water bottles. So depending on how many there are, you're going to get some of that.
Yep, there's only so much you can do there, and I think there's about 91 sponsors total. Not all of them will have a booth.
Yeah, so
but
it's
that's a
but there'll
large
be
amount of sponsors.
that's a lot and a lot of swag. And the same thing is true with the lead conversion theorem, which is basically folks that will be able to schedule demos. I mean, I've gone to AIM multiple times. I've never not had meetings scheduled after this conference. There are other conferences where that has not happened for me, but every single time I've gone to AIM, those have converted to actual meetings, demos, etc.
My favorite person whenever I meet with them is the person who has like a notepad or a notes, and they say, this is the problem I have, and these are the companies I need to meet with. And this is the problem, this is what I'm solving for, right? And if you're not a part of that, then bye. Like, I'm not focusing on you, right? So I can appreciate that very much.
Yeah. And
All right.
finally, the multifamily gravity theorem, which is when everybody gets together in a room, if marketing's involved, all conversations will eventually orbit back to leasing, velocity, resident experience, and AI. That's just one of the rules.
I love it. And
an exception to the rule is this gentleman, Travis Block. He made a very great post of him skiing. He was commenting on all the templates for the marketing conference. Again, that first theorem that we talked about. So he posted a picture of himself skiing that kind of was the anti, I'm attending, I'm speaking, I'm going to AIM in Huntington Beach. But it garnered tons of attention and engagement. People saying that companies often require their marketers or their attendees to post about being there, and they're given templates that they need to put on. Also, there was discussion in the threads about how to be creative with announcing that you're going to a meeting, and this was definitely a creative way. So nice job, Travis.
I liked it. Great post. Yeah.
And there's a lot of marketing superheroes, some marketing marvels in the last week or so. Tony Souza's posted a few graphic novel-esque scenes about the logic of not finding value in marketing or branding and being, kind of how marketers run into that decision. Michael Bendit shared some insights around intentional marketing, and usually saying that people often describe a traffic problem when really it's a performance problem. And that if you make very small intentional changes, that can make a much larger impact to your funnel. Take the next one.
Yeah, Greystar's Kelly Siegel shared with MHN a lot of insight, including how they're continually aligning marketing performance-driven data to operational data to drive better outcomes. Imagine that.
Yeah, who knew? And Tina Winslow had some kind of basic knowledge as well, but she detailed some of the benefits of the less is more strategy when it comes to marketing, not throwing, do the next thing, but figure out, how do we fix the thing that we just did, or how do we make it better on the next time we launch or the next time we run this campaign? And really pointed out the difference between being busy at marketing or being stronger at marketing.
Yes. And last but not least, if you're trying to attract Gen Zers, then why not let your Gen Zers handle the marketing, right? At the end of the day, don't bang your head against the wall. Keep it simple. Put the trust in your team that understands the market and let them roll with it. Let them run tests and trust.
What genius came up with that?
It was me.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
and I think we have one more marketing thing to close out the show, right?
We do. We have our moment of wonder here. The most important way to market these days seems to be using video, and why not give a nod to MTV Cribs while you're doing it?
What's up, RPM? Welcome to my crib. Welcome to my kitchen. It always looks like this. In property management, this is the only food I need. What's up, RPM? Welcome to my crib. Welcome to my kitchen. It always looks like this. In property management, this is the only food I need. Do you have a fruit snack drawer? I do. This is my mirror. It's mainly for pep talks. People like you. Wood style floors. You won't find that everywhere. Welcome to my living room. Does your lamp have an armrest? Mine does. A monk gave this to me. I have no idea what it does. You don't gotta go home, you gotta get the heck out of here. On your way out, enjoy the haberdashery.
Oh, that was great.
Thank you, Matt Rogers, SVP of Ops at RPM Living.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be good when that first fast shot is on a portrait mister to make guac with. I love it.
All right, y'all. That's the show. Cheers.